Hey guys, so I'm sorry if I'm like whispering right now. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. But anyways, today I wanted to do like a really natural kind of like glowing winter makeup for you guys featuring the Too Faced, what is this even called? The Breakaway, the Christmas tree set. I only use like two parts, the face one, and I use the eyeshadow part, like the second one, because I wanted to do more golden tones rather than like purple and pink. So yeah, I just did this really simple look, perfect for every day. I love this look. I've been wearing it constantly recently, and yeah, so please subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get started with the makeup tutorial. Bye.
Okay, so we're starting off with our foundation already done because I just did my foundation routine already. And now we're going into the second part of the Christmas tree collection using the more coppery portion of it and using the matte medium tone brown. We're going to start with a big fluffy brush, taking this onto the lid and blending it up into the crease. Just not focusing a certain amount of pigmentation anywhere, just getting an even amount from lid to crease and blending it out. You can use any matte medium tone brown. This has kind of like a caramelly warmth to it, so you could also use any bronzer of your choice. Anything kind of works, but we're just going to take it and kind of make this as a base for all of the other shadows that we're going to put down so they have a nice kind of warm base to them. I don't know. But yeah, so we're just going to be blending it out, and then with no additional products, we're just going to go over the edges to blend. Then taking that shimmery coppery orange shade. This reminds me a lot of the shade Queen from the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. We're going to take that into our crease. Now, I was having a little bit of trouble blending this shadow. I've done this technique before with other shimmers and it hasn't done it, but you can see right underneath my brow bone there's this really distinct harsh line, but it ended up working out in the end. I just had to go and highlight my brow, which is what we're doing now. Taking that cream shade, we're just going to clean up the shadows like at the crease. This isn't my initial, this isn't my brow bone highlight. I do go in with something, but I'm using this to clean up the shadows, and then going in with that back original copper shade. I lost the card that said all the shade names, so I'm just gonna describe it to you, and we're gonna run that underneath the lower lash line evenly from inner corner to outer corner. I start in the outer corner because I like the most intensity to be there. Then we're gonna take that dark matte brown. In the pan, it does have golden flakes in it, but when you put it on the eyes, it does transfer to a matte shadow. It's just a really dark, beautiful chocolate brown. And we're going to kind of create like a really soft kind of cut crease. We're going to blend it out, but it's not really a cut crease. I just like to do this because it really adds a lot of depth to that eye area in the outer corner, and then doing it on the outer part of the lower lash line to mimic what we did on the top. Then we're just going to blend it, and then we're going to add that highlight shade from the face part and put it on the eyelid. Having that highlight there on our eyelid really makes our eyes look more open and awake and fresh and bright. And then we're going to highlight that for the brow bone and then just blend that out. It blends a lot easier because we have that creamy shade underneath, and then we're going to put it on the inner corner to highlight this area of the eye to make our eyes look more full of life. Then using that CoverGirl mascara, I believe it's called the Supersizer, and I smudged it. Oops. But it's okay. Do not clean up any wet mascara. Wait until it's dry because then it'll just come off like a chalkboard, like chalk on a chalkboard. But we're going to just mascara the top and bottom lashes so the eyes can be complete. I love this mascara because I feel like it really grabs every single individual lash, and it's just gorgeous. I love it. Then going in with the Flower Beauty brow pencil. I love this brow pencil. I believe it was only about like $6 or $7, and I'm going to use it to fill in the brows. I start off in the head kind of making like back and forth motions, and then I fill in the tail and then just blend it all together. My brows are pretty simple. I don't do anything too crazy with them, and then I set them with clear brow gel. I'm using the e.l.f. clear lash and brow gel, I believe is what it's called. But yeah, I don't use it on my lashes, just as a clear brow gel. And just set them down, and I like it. It works pretty good, and it was only like $4, so cheap. Then we're going to use that bronzer in the face palette, or the face part of the Too Faced palette, I don't know, and we're just gonna bronze the face. I'm not contouring. I don't like a contour on myself. I just like to bronze because I feel like it ties everything together. And we're just gonna put that on the forehead, under the cheekbone, underneath the jawline, blend it down and around the neck. And then I do like to contour my nose just to make it look like I have a bit more of a button shape. So I go around under the tip, down the sides of my nose, and around the tip and make kind of like a circle motion there to make it look like I have a button nose. Then in the Light Elf blush palette, we are going to take the pink shade and the more peachy beige shade. You can use the blush in the Too Faced palette, but I prefer something that's matte on my cheeks because I find that sometimes shimmery blushes can emphasize any texture I have, which I had today because of my eczema. And then I'm going over that area with a damp beauty blender around the edges to make everything look more airbrushed and fresh and blended. Then with the highlight, I will say I do like the look of the highlight, but I did have to build it up a couple of times to get it to show up on my skin. I had to go over it about twice, but I'm just going to highlight my nose and my cheekbones. Then taking the matte peach lipstick collection, I'm using the shade He's With Me, which is red. And I'm going to dab that on my lips just to kind of create a stained effect because I didn't want to have a strong lip structure, and then going over it with a tinted red chapstick. This is the Lipsies from Annabelle, and then we're going to fluff up our hair because we're done. I hope you guys like it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Bye!